if you can't prevent rapes, then you enjoy it. This is the statement made by none other than the Central Bureau of Investigation Director of India. We are living in a very insensitive world. Before a few years, one of the high courts in India said that how an untouchable woman can be raped by an upper class man because he is not allowed to even touch her because she is a achut. And recently, the Supreme Court of India said, while dealing with a living in a relationship case, that this woman was a keep of that man and she cannot claim rights from him, using keep as a word for woman, which is very derogatory. I know that I am working in a very strong-headed patriarchal system, that is Indian judicial system. Top to the bottom, the gender-sensitive thought is completely missing. Judiciary, when I understood it as one of the strongest patriarchal system, I almost had decided to leave this profession, to quit this profession. But then I met some people like Meda Patkar, Dr. Abhay Bang, Prakash Amte, many friends of my father. And they shown me some path. I read various books. And then I decided to fight with the system because they all said that it is very easy to work from outside the system, but it is very difficult to work from inside the system. And if you are of some different thought process, then definitely you should be working with the system. The attitude, very different attitude, different thinking process, which is general, but for a person like me, it was very different process of thinking of the court. The whole mechanical and very technical functioning of the court. This was very frustrating. But when I decided to change it, the drumbeats of change started in my mind. And we decided to contribute in solving the problems which is within the judiciary. Because I also know that people in India having most of the faith in one of this arm of the democracy, that is judiciary. I also got to know that I am having some power as I can use my combination study as a student of journalism and then doing my law graduation. So this combination can be used for social justice purpose is what I invented while reading many of such things. And then our journey started. Legal aid, which is most of the neglected thing in the judiciary, I started working from that point. We made legal aid as a movement, honestly providing legal aid and quality work for the poorest person. Legal aid to the prisoners. I started working in the Irwada Central Prison, which is one of the biggest, largest prison in India. 4,000 people are caged, locked up or dumped in the four walls. Generally, we think that there are criminals who are inside the prison. But I must tell you, only poor persons many times are in prison. Because the rich persons can get their way out by appointing best legal brain, either to get out for some vacation under the name of parole or furlough. But poor persons are languishing there, and when they apply for furlough or parole, they don't get positive reports from the police because they are threat to the society according to the police and the jail authorities. We started working with the women prisoners specifically because when a man is inside the prison, whole family, his friend, they all stand for and to help him. But when a woman is in the prison, gradually her own people lose the interest of supporting her. And she is the one person who is many times, in maximum cases we have seen that she is not in a main role in the crime, but always a subsidiary or supporting role under the compilation of that man in the family. I started then working with the sex workers. All these issues are interlinked. When we started working on one issue, then the other, we never left the older issues. We are still continuing working on the prisoners' rights issues. When I started working with the sex workers, there were 5,000 sex workers in Pune. Every big city having political importance and religious importance are having sex workers in the city and within the city. But nobody is working for them. Some organizations are working on the health rights and not looking beyond their projects, just distributing medicines and condoms. But we started working on the legal rights of the women in sex work. When I started working there, I used to go there with my black coat, legal attire, because from Shivajinagar court here to the Budwarpet area, I could go whenever I'm having time. I was having time. And I used to sit with them. So lawyers started taking objections that it is not dignified. It is insult of the black coat if you are sitting with these below dignity women. I have seen lawyers talking with the sex workers, some of the sex workers and the pimps while dealing with their cases. Okay, you are not having money? Don't worry. I will come in the night hours and have my money paid. So that is good for them. But working with them, telling them their rights is below dignity for them. We always face such problems. We are working for the persons living with HIV/AIDS, persons living with old age, differently able persons, homeless population. Started from Pune, now we are working in Maharashtra. Many lawyers, many advocates joined me for this change work. Rape is one of the biggest issue. And on all these issues, we need to go out and meet the police, meet the advocates, meet the common people, work with the journalists. We had various programs with the media groups on human rights and way of practice in the media. So to get support from all corners of the society for gender equality. Many objections were raised. Many persons started to analyze our work in a very different and negative way. But I always think that if your work is valuable, people can change their mind and attitude also. My 14 years of work constantly on these issues related to law and social, economical, cultural aspects is the answer to all of them. And now I can tell you that we gained credibility throughout Maharashtra that we are doing something which is very different in the legal field. My way of practice is what? I could not narrate many times, but when 18 Fulbright scholars from the USA came to meet us, sit with us for 2-3 days, and we discussed many things, they analyzed our work, they had given me the word that your kind of practice is called as socio-legal practice. Socio-legal lawyering, they said. And from there, I got an idea that by this way, I can connect the professional practice with the socio-legal activism so that lawyers can take same kind of precaution to earn some money as well as give back to the society. Many people during this journey helped us. We always tried to work with men. To Purush Sanvad Kendra in Pune, we started working with men. Because men should change their attitude if they want to understand the discrimination happening with women. While working in the courts on these feminist jurisprudence aspects, generally in Maharashtra also, people check you. If you are a person living with HIV, then you should work for the rights of HIV. If you are homosexual, bisexual, then you should work for the gay rights. If you are woman, then only you are allowed to work for women rights. But how a man can work for women rights and talk so sensitively? People used to look with suspicion. But I think sensitivity is what we gain gradually while working on these issues. I learn morality from the sex workers, for whom there is a law made by Indian government which talks about Immoral Traffic Prevention Act, and this is how you can make our life miserable and immoral. So what is morality? When this girl says that these fashionable girls from various big colleges in the cities, they wear small skirts, they wear small dresses, and that is fashionable. And when we wear it for the sake of earning, then that becomes immoral. What is the answer to these questions? Our law is very meek and it is unreasonable on various counts. I can give you various such examples, but I wish to share some of the cases with you. Once one girl, Rekha, contacted us. She said she is in a hospital and she wished to meet me because it is very serious problem she is facing. Her husband used to abuse her and she said she is victim of violence and crime by the husband. So I said, you can come to meet me. When she came, she was stinking. It was unbearable to sit in that room. She was wearing a goggle and whole face was wrapped up. She was a victim of acid attack. Barely any lawyer can get opportunity to meet such victims. I tried to console her, tried to listen her. Many times lawyer don't listen to the clients. And I think that listening is the best solution because these persons who are victims of something, they are having their own solutions with them. You just have to fit in the solution into legal framework. But in this case, we could not find any solution because the law is very silent and there was nothing in the law which can punish attacker of acid against any person. So I talked with her and I said, because our lawyering is out of the box always, we don't believe that the justice system is just limited to the four walls. We always try to take the issues for larger and broader discussion into the society. So we used National Human Rights Commission, National Women Commission, various such 23 commissions available in India, along with it media. Many times for people who are criminals, who are accused, in whose hand whole publicity system is there, they term it as media trial. I am against media trial. Definitely some people are misusing it. But for us, media is one of the tools, very scientific tool, and we term it as media advocacy. We convince this woman, whether you are ready to show your face, whether you are ready to tell your story to the society. Then after her consent, I messaged the media persons in Pune. As I told you, because of the credibility and because of the honesty we created in their mind, they responded within 10-15 minutes. And all TV channels along with my friends in print media gathered to our office. And she had given her interview. It was aired, it was published. And we could not think of the response from the society. But one important call I got from Mumbai. Dr. Keswani called me, who is a best plastic surgeon, and he provided her free of cost plastic surgery. Today, what she could not have got from the legal system, she got because of the media advocacy. And that is the success of the tool, using media very scientifically. Domestic violence, which is of 4 types, many times misunderstood by the judges, by the advocates. We are conducting such training for the lawyers as well as advocates, for the judges also, for the police also. They missed on understanding the emotional abuse. They want to see some very proofs on the body. Emotional abuse, economical abuse, sexual abuse, which is not talked of in the Indian society. We are working on those issues also. From domestic violence to sexual harassment at workplace, to sexual assault and to rape, there is a huge gap, and we are working on this range of issues. Giving actual support. We are now working on the Center to Support Rape Survivors and Victims. Recently, I visited a place near Sangli where I met a family of 5 years girl who was raped and dragged by that culprit, and he killed her. See the innocent girl. We never looked upon any news and then forget it. We followed the news. We met the people. I met and went personally with our team to meet this family, and now we will be supporting her at the Islampur court to see that the accused shall get punishment. So our work is something beyond awareness. It is one step ahead of awareness. It is action oriented, and that is why many of the lawyers are joining us. At the same time, we are trying to demystify the importance of lawyers. We want the victims to get trained and put their side before the court. It is said by one of the thinkers that as many numbers of laws and as many numbers of advocates you are having, there will be more injustice. People generally spend on primary education, but don't spend on elders' education who are not having primary basic knowledge of law. We are working on these issues and going and meeting the people on all these issues. People ask me, why don't you keep smiling face while appearing on the TV channels? How can I smile while talking on these serious issues? But definitely, bringing smile on many faces is a very satisfactory thing. While saying this, I can definitely smile that we shall overcome. Thank you very much.